Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
Good day. My name is Captain Paramore, Commanding Officer of the USS Solstice. You are receiving this transmission because Starfleet has approved your enrollment application as a crewman recruit and have been assigned to our vessel. The ship is proud to be able to host a large crew of approximately 80 members. The ship has been in operation since October 30th, 2011. Due to the small size of the ship, we've been able to provide our members with a complete roleplay environment, not just a bridge set and a few other key locations. This has allowed us to evolve what we do into a more realistic and real-time sim. It has also allowed us to recruit an entire crew, close as we can get. For you as a new member, this is a great opportunity to experience Star Trek roleplay at the lowest levels. You will notice that we use a number of roleplay styles in order to get our jobs done. We ask that if you don't have experience, that you speak up right away. We will be happy to provide you with the training you need, so you don't feel out of place here. A few words of caution. If you are looking for command or leadership positions right away, or if you're someone who is looking for high ranks right away or a lot of shooting and meter-based combat all the time, you've come to the wrong place. However, if you are someone who likes to lose themselves to a character, be depended upon to perform a job and interact with others, then welcome aboard. We also ask that your avatar is at least 6 weeks old by the time you enter Phase 2 of your training, so that you don't have to worry about trying to learn Second Life and be trying to roleplay at the same time. If you happen to have interests that are in nature, hide those groups from your profile or at least make them discreet. Your conduct outside the sim reflects on us. The USS Solstice was commissioned in 2386 and launched from Cascadia shipyards situated in orbit of Panastri 8, Panastri star system in the Delta Quadrant. On March 3rd, 2387, the ship was enveloped by an anomaly into 2392 and in a new universe. Now, back alive, the ships and station find ways to resupply and survive, scouring the for allies while avoiding enemies, endlessly trying to find a way. After spending a number of years in the new universe, on September 11th, 2394, they finally found a way back to their own universe, but this time, Beta Quadrant 2389. The current is 2390. During your time here, it may be helpful to look at the Memory Beta wiki article for the path to 2409, which loosely follows the events of Star Trek Online. The USS Solstice is a Rhode Island D, or Delta Quadrant package, variant Nova starship. This type of ship was carefully selected for roleplay due to its small size, limited capability, and small crew complement. The limitation in Second Life sims allow us to host this type of starship in its entirety, and a full crew complement of 80, being 15 officers and 65 enlisted, if we choose. The ship has been built to plan, as best to scale as we've been able. This allows you to make use of practically every area of the ship for roleplay purposes. It also gives every crew member a duty station and a place to live. Some general guidelines and information for you to follow. On board the USS Solstice, we have rules that have to be observed in order to protect the immersive environment on the ship. Failure to comply with these rules can result in you being expelled for a period of time or permanently. Duty areas. All areas of the ship, except for crew quarters and messes, are designated as duty areas. Out of character areas, welcome area, or, in this case, Starbase 82, and the sandbox, and of course this classroom. Visitors and observing. We ask that any visitors that are only wishing to observe to please wear the observer tag. That observer tag essentially is our titler system, so any member who is not yet enrolled will be tagged as an observer. We also ask that you wear, or at least your visitors, wear the free visit uniform that is available here on the starbase. Visitors to the ship should not wander freely about, and really should be escorted to and from those areas by their host, unless otherwise directed by senior staff. Avatar standards. Your avatar is to stand action of you. Put thought, time, and consideration into it. If you wish to be a race other than human, please make sure that your avatar reflects the description and appearance of that particular race. God modding and metagaming or inappropriate roleplay. This type of behavior is not acceptable in this organization, and anyone caught doing so will either be given an official warning or be removed. Building, rezzing, rims. If you wish to do any building, use the sandbox on the sim, but ensure that you pick up whatever you laid out once you're finished. You will be allotted a certain number of prims in your room or quarters. Ensure what you put out is within your prim limit, but also relevant to the sim. If you happen to put out something that is inappropriate, it's going to be returned to you. Our roleplay style. There are various ways you can roleplay here. Gone are the days of having to wait for the weekly ship-wide missions. The lowest level of roleplay that is available to you is routine ship operations, consists of portraying your duty area, interactions with the crew, and normal life aboard the ship. This is the best opportunity for you to develop your character in interpersonal relationships with other crew members. At this level, no major emergencies are occurring, and really this level requires little to no supervision of directing staff. Here are no damage to the ship, no red alerts, no enemy boardings, things blowing up, and so on. For example, medical can have standard illness cases or injuries, engineering might have to recalibrate the warp core or fix a minor system that isn't working. Security might be doing reports or catching up on other duties. The normal routine kind of things that make a starship run. Department level operations. These consist of department organized duties, missions, training, or exercises. This is a great opportunity to develop teamwork with your fellow members, increase experience in your trade, and grow accustomed to operating in a wide variety of situations in preparation for ship-wide operations. The stipulations here are: the event is organized and executed by your department or divisional officer. Ship-wide operations. These are missions or exercises conducted with the entire ship's company. They're normally commanded by the commanding officer, the executive officer, or a designate. These role plays usually involve external forces affecting it. Often, what occurs during department-level operations leading up to these ship-wide operations may affect how these missions play out. These are the situations similar to what you might see on the TV shows. What makes our missions different is that they're not quite carried out like a TV show with a main cast. The goal here is to include the entire ship's company and use their skills and combined knowledge to ensure the ship's survival and the successful completion of whatever the task at hand may be. So, for instance, rescues, away missions, escort duties, battles, survey missions, discoveries, first contacts, the list goes on and on. The stipulations here are that all proposed missions must be submitted to the command staff in advance through your command chain. Crew members, like yourself, are encouraged to share their ideas for missions, but should not expect every idea will be used or implemented immediately. There are a few areas on the Solstice and on our sim where you can obtain information regarding upcoming events. These are events calendar in the welcome area on this starbase, or in addition, you can view our calendar on the web, and we'll provide you with that URL. It's important for you to keep an eye on the event schedule because it is maintained by the department officers and some of the senior staff. So it's updated on a regular basis, and it provides you with insight and the ability to plan your involvement with the Solstice. Leave policies. After a period of inactivity, your membership may become inactive. The way to prevent this is to let us know if you'll be away for any length of time, and we can place you on leave. This will keep you on our roster with no changes to your rank or service points until you can return. Recruit training and your role. At this point, you have some idea of what you'd like to do on the ship as a new member of Starfleet. You've selected a trade. Your career for the first few months will consist of recruit training and trades training. Most of this is done on the job and doesn't require classroom involvement. During this period, you do have the option of changing your trade or your job or your department. Recruit training is conducted in 2 phases. Phase 1 consists of this briefing that I'm giving to you now, plus a roleplay assessment and or training, and is conducted for the most part completely out of character. If you are someone who is experienced in roleplay already, let us know. We will arrange a test scenario for you to complete to demonstrate your skills to us. For those of you who are not experienced, we will give you the opportunity to be trained. As part of this phase, you'll be required to take a basic role-playing character creation class. If you are not successful in the RP test, you'll be asked to take roleplay training. If you do not complete or are unsuccessful, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate here. Upon completion of Phase 1, we will complete your enrollment as a crewman recruit, and your Phase 2 of your training will begin. This is the beginning of your journey as a member of Starfleet. You'll be transported officially to the ship by a shuttle or transport. It is at this point where the work you've put into your character will be put to use. You may have designed your character so that your character has prior knowledge or experience, but your job at this point in time is to portray someone who has just joined Starfleet. It's very important for you to know that you'll be in a training role in character. No training beyond this point is really done out of character. Unlike other sims, participating in training makes you part of the ship's company. It helps you become part of the family that we have built here. Your job is to attend the events that are organized by your directing staff. Get to know your fellow crew and immerse yourself in the ship's environment. Not everything is about being on the bridge or on the surface of a planet. This roleplay environment takes you beyond the TV screen and the main cast of characters. Rank and trade progression. We follow a strict chain of command, much like you've seen on the TV series or movies. You may be familiar with a military chain of command already. The reason for this is to stay true to Star Trek operations and also ensure that the lines of communication are open, with the needs of the crew being addressed by the appropriate people. When you have completed your Phase 2 recruit training, you will join your department of choice and begin working within your chosen trade. Your situation is that you are new to the trade, and you are entering at the mate level or the basic level of training. Your departmental officer is responsible for providing you with the training in your trade. This may be delegated from the officers to petty officers or another senior member in your department. Again, this type of training will occur as on-the-job training in the form of roleplay. The 4 different levels of training in your trade are Mate, Specialist, Master, and Expert. Promotion points are earned by attending departmental or ship-wide roleplays. This completes your basic welcome briefing and the initial part of your Phase 1 training. Remember, make sure you use your chain of command for communication purposes. Ask lots of questions. Don't be afraid to and enjoy yourself. Immerse yourself in the environment that we've created on the Solstice. You have an entire ship and an entire crew to play with. You are in the driver's seat of your career, and you are in the driver's seat of how much fun you actually have. If you ever need anything, someone should be close by to give you a hand. Good luck, and see you aboard.